Wow. Like, just like this, right? Hello, everyone. This is your psychological mentor, Park Seni. There are probably some people who always say they're tired, exhausted, and struggling. But even though I might have been like that for a short time when I was very young, I think I've overcome it since then by using various methods. What I want to suggest to you today is that when you feel down, instead of saying you have no energy, try shouting out loud. A shout. This is really a good thing. For example, have you ever watched a war movie? A long time ago, I think I watched a movie called Braveheart, starring Mel Gibson, and this kind of resonates with people from the past. In the movie, the leader shouts loudly to boost morale. Everyone follows the leader's shout, letting out a loud cry. But what happens if you fight without doing this? You will definitely lose. Why do you definitely lose? What did we say is the mechanism that becomes the language of the unconscious, which occupies 90% of the human mind? It's imagination. By gathering your ears, right? What happens if you don't shout and gather your spirit? You will unconsciously start imagining your arms and legs being cut off, your neck being severed. How can you fight properly and exert your strength in such a state? That's why you shout to gather your spirit at that moment. But just by shouting like this, you can definitely change your unconscious to a very different color. So, I really enjoy shouting to gather my spirit. Back in 2004, when I was in my late 20s, as I was creating classes that didn't exist in our country, I attended a regular graduate school where I had classes in the morning, then went to the academy in the afternoon, and continued at the academy until almost midnight. After finishing lectures late and coming home, there was still a lot of homework. After doing homework, graduate school assignments, I could only sleep for about 2 hours before going back to school, then coming back and expanding the academy further. It was really exhausting when I couldn't sleep for more than a few hours in such a tightly packed schedule. Even though I was young and in my prime 20s, there were many times when I woke up in the morning feeling completely out of it, unable to open my eyes. What I did at that time was, I slept too much. I feel like I'm flying. I kept shouting like this several times. When I did that, it seemed like my brain accepted it this way. No, it's not. At first, I kept saying I slept too long. If you keep doing it, you end up agreeing, okay, let's go with that. Let's say I slept, and it seems like it definitely gave me the same kind of energy, as if I'd actually slept. So I was able to work more passionately and diligently. This can also be considered a form of self-hypnosis. Using and applying a strong shout is a way to trick your brain a bit. By myself. So give a strong shout. To make your subconscious believe you can do it, there's nothing quite like a strong shout. It's good to shout strongly while doing it. Even when sparring, we do this, right? Hey, let's just count it as something you did. Isn't there? I felt very embarrassed while doing it. I did it for you all. So, I hope you shout often and become someone who can boost your energy. When you wake up in the morning, it's normal for most people to feel tired and exhausted because they're so busy. So saying things like, I'm so tired, I'm exhausted, will only bring you down further. Anyway, if you want to live life in a cool way, you need to achieve a high level of focus and immersion in what you do. And you should also help others reach that state of high focus and immersion. I told you to keep thinking about that. So, when you wake up in the morning, you might briefly lose that mindset. And then you could end up being controlled by fatigue, letting time pass meaninglessly. At that moment, you can start with a burst of energy, and there are various methods to do so. Emile Coué's, every day in every way I'm getting better and better. Even if you do this 20 times, it's a very good method. And just like when I was young, it feels like I could fly. This is also a great method, and you should find what suits you. So, if you shout out a bit, you can gain significant help. Then, I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong, today as well. Thank you.